Alright, what's going on, people? Ring Road Map here, and today we're gonna talk about Astrolabio versus Naufal and Kaikanha. And I gotta be honest, man, I wasn't really impressed with Astrolabio's performance in this fight. He got hit a little too much, but you know what? He got the KO, he got the power, or he always got that puncher's chance. So luckily he was able to knock out, or not luckily, because he did set it up pretty well. He was able to knock out Kaikanha in round 11. So the first thing we'll see is we'll see the Thai constantly throwing right hands and right hooks to the body to push Astrolabio back. So Astrolabio try to time that by throwing a check hook. So let's see exactly how he does that. So here you see Kaikanha throwing a right hand to the body, and Acero tried to counter him with that check hook. Again, he does that same thing there. He just waits for that right hand to the body, catches it on the elbow, and then he throws a check hook of his own. Very reminiscent of Nonito Donaire, right? He likes to throw that check hook while catching it on the elbow as well. So here, you're gonna see him throw that check hook, but now he's not countering the body shot. He's actually countering a right hand to the head. So he's just gonna lean back a little bit and then throw that check hook. He kind of throws it, or he kind of throws the hook right there from the waist, and then he just shoots it. It's a very tight, very good left hook technique from Astrolabio. If anybody wants to learn the check hook and how to throw it properly, you guys should watch Astrolabio, how he does it so tight, so how do you define that shit? It's so compact. It's not wide. It's not like a haymaker type of hook. It's very tight. So the next thing we'll see from Astrolabio is he'll try to break that guard, and he'll try to push Kaikanha on the back foot by throwing those right hooks around the guard. So as you can see there, he was actually able to land that shit. And then for the second one, he wasn't able to land it, but he was able to follow up with it, right? 1-4 and then another 1-4. That initial right hook to the head was able to push Kaikanha back, and that second 1-4, that second jab to right hook, it was actually able to land. Okay, so you don't have to land it the first time around, but you're gonna land it eventually if you follow up with it. Let's see, this one is gonna move forward. 1-1-2-1, and then he throws that 4, right? Great setup right there. 1-2-1-4. When his opponent thinks it's gonna be another straight right hand, he just changes it up, and then he throws a 4 instead. So now we're gonna look at Kaikanha throwing a right hook of his own in order to try to take away that check hook of Astrolabio, because if you keep your opponent preoccupied with the right hook to the head, then they're not gonna be as confident in throwing that check hook. So as you can see there, instead of throwing the right cross to the body, which is easier to throw the check hook from when you're doing it from the right hand to the body of your opponent. What he tried to do here was he tried to throw the check hook or the right hook instead around the guard of Astrolabio. But still, he got caught with that check hook from Astrolabio. It didn't really do anything. It didn't really help him at all, you know. He was still getting countered with the check hook, even though he did it from the right hook. When another thing that enables you to do is whenever you throw the right hook, you take your head away from the center. Okay, so that's another thing that Kaikanha was probably thinking about. If I throw the right hook instead of the straight right hand, then it's easier for me to take my head away from the center, and I probably won't get hit as much with that check hook. But Astrolabio places those punches really well, to the point where he wasn't really getting caught, or to the point where he was still catching Kaikanha, even though Kaikanha was taking his head away from the center line. Okay, so now we'll look at some inside work. Kaikanha eventually said, fuck it, fuck boxing, fuck straight punches, let's go on the inside and let's brawl. Alright, so that's what he did. He just walked in with a high guard, and I think it was the bigger guy also, so he was able to push Astrolabio around. Astrolabio had more punching power, but Kaikanha was the bigger man. I think he was heavier as well in this fight after the weigh-in. So he was able to push Astrolabio back, right? He was able to throw these uppercuts, sneak in these uppercuts, and he had some success with it, because don't get me wrong, Astrolabio has some pretty good inside fighting skills, but he's better from the outside. As you can see here, he's better from this probing range, from this mid-range, and he gets off his punches way better when he has some space. So Kaikanha was able to take advantage of this shit. He was able to just lean on the shoulder of Astrolabio and sneak in these body shots, sneak in these uppercuts, and that's when he started gaining some points. That's when he started winning rounds, right? He was mixing uppercuts with left hooks. And look, guys, Astrolabio actually said he was taking these shots on purpose in order to bait Kaikanha to commit and to probably set him up for a counter, which I'm not really sure, man. I think he just got overwhelmed on the inside. It was not a tactic at all, you know. I don't think he was allowed, or I don't think he allowed himself to get hit on purpose, to be honest. So the next thing we'll see, in order to stop the forward momentum of Kaikanha, what Astrolabio tried to do was he tried to control the head of Kaikanha by probing right here. He was trying to he was trying to control the head with his gloves, with his lead glove. But that actually proved to be bad, because as you can see, Kaikanha was countering him every time he extended that lead hand. You're gonna see it right here. Extend that lead hand, bam, he got countered right there with an overhand over the top, and then he kept on getting caught around the guard because of this, because his hands were loose, because he was stretching that lead hand out. He was trying to control the head, but he simply was not able to push Kaikanha back with that lead glove, you know, and he wasn't able to set up a lot of punches from this. And as you can see there, Kaikanha, every time Astrolabio tried to throw those power shots, Kaikanha was too close. He couldn't really have the space in order to land it, right? So let's see another one, another attempt to control the head. Boom, good left hook right there. And then here is trying to control the head, trying to measure. But again, what does Kaikanha do? He just kept on, he just kept on coming forward, kept on leaning on him, kept on leaning on the shoulder of Astrolabio. So even though some of these shots were getting off, again, Astrolabio did not have enough space. He did not have enough space to put a lot of power into it. So he either smothered himself, or he still landed the shots, but it wasn't as heavy, because again, he didn't have a lot of space to throw it from. So the next thing we'll see are some attacks from the probe. So as you can see there, he probed first, and then he threw a double hook, one to the body and one to the head. Again, he's gonna probe right here, and he's gonna try to set up that left hook, but again, that left hook was smothered. And then there he tried to throw a 4B, and then a 3 to the head, a hook to the head. He's gonna try to probe once again, and then land an uppercut from that, and then he tried to land again a double left hook. Great left hand. I'm not sure if Astrolabio is left-handed, but his left hand is pretty good. He doubles up pretty well on that left hand. He goes to the body, and then he goes to the head right away. But none of them was landing clean too much, really. And even though it landed clean, Kaikanha did a pretty good job of absorbing the punches. Right there again, he probed, and then he threw a 4 to the body, and then he ducked right away. So the next thing we'll see is how Kaikanha was able to spam uppercuts on Astrolabio from the inside, or on the inside. So that's what he did. The uppercuts kept landing. He just leaned on his shoulder, and because Astrolabio's lead hand were down in these particular positions, Kaikanha was able to time him with those uppercuts on the inside, right? He was able to land that shit. Again, here, bam, bam. Astrolabio is looking down too, so that's another thing. As you can see there, he was looking down, and his head was down. His legs was not bent. His legs were kind of stiff right there. His legs were stiff-legged, so again, he was not able to react on time whenever Kaikanha threw those uppercuts on the inside. So now we're gonna look at the lead right hook, or a lead right uppercut from Kaikanha. Every time he walked in, he would always lead with that right hook to the body, or that right uppercut, because again, it's either Astrolabio's guard was too high, so again, it's either the right hook or the right uppercut that's gonna get through. So that's what Kaikanha did. He kept on leading with that right hook to the body and that right uppercut to the head, because again, Astrolabio does not do a good job of blocking that right uppercut, because he has that Philly shell defense, as you can see here, right? He's trying to do the shoulder roll, but that shoulder roll ain't gonna defend you from the uppercut to the head. So that's what Kaikanha took advantage of, you know. So the next thing we'll see now is gonna be some right hooks from Astrolabio, some right hooks to push Kaikanha on the back foot. At this point, he was hoping that Kaikanha was tired, right? So the main thing that he tried to do here was he tried to measure him from a distance and then catch him with a big right hand as soon as he comes in. So he keeps that lead hand extended, and then he throws that right hook to the head as soon as he sees Kaikanha coming in, okay? Let's see another one here. Again, measure, right hook to the head. Let's see if he does that again. Measure. No, he doesn't do it again right there. He got smothered, okay? Let's see another one. just measuring. As soon as he comes in, he's gonna try to set him up for that right hook. And so let's see this one. Measure's gonna try to set him up for this right hook. Let's see. Bam, right hook. And then he circles to the right after that, because he knows that Kaikanha will take a little bit of time to reset, to be able to reset. So he's actually able to buy some time and to rest after he throws that right hook. So now let's look at the knockout. Alright. Again, he was just waiting for Kaikanha to come in, just probing, and then he throws a big shot every time Kaikanha throws every time Kaikanha throws or comes in with that head down. So here, he's just probing, and then he slips that jab. Boom! Perfect right hand right there. He throws a 6-3-2, and he catches Kaikanha as Kaikanha's left glove or lead guard is down here. Okay, so he threw a chopping right or a short right hand, similar to what Inoue threw to Donaire, and then he got caught, or he catches Kaikanha right there with that short right hand. And that was pretty much the end of it. After that, it was over. Bam, bam, boom. So let's see, after he gets up, he just stuck to the same game plan as he did. So let's see this one. What did he do? He kept on spamming him with that right hook to the head, and then he paired it up with an uppercut, knowing that Kaikanha does not defend the center pretty well. So there, right hook to the head, uppercut followed by a series of hooks, and that was it. Now, what do I think of Santiago versus Astrolabio? In my opinion, if it does go the distance, I'm gonna go for Santiago to win via decision, to be honest with you. But like I always said, Astrolabio always got that puncher's chance, so I think he has the left hook. And Santiago, consequently, is also open for the left hook a lot of times, because he likes to throw a lot of punches. So if he can time that, then I think he's gonna get him around the mid rounds, probably rounds 8 to 10. That's when that's the best chance for Astrolabio to end the fight, right? Because that's when Santiago will get warmed up. That's when he starts getting confident, and so that's the perfect time to land that check hook, that killer check hook, or that killer left hook. So that was it. Pretty good fight. Next coming up, if the Santiago versus Astrolabio fight happens, if it goes the distance, Santiago's gonna win. But Astrolabio always got that puncher's chance, like I always said. So subscribe if you're new. I think Astrolabio's ready for Santiago, alright? He's young and he's got the power to put him out. So join my Patreon if you want to, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.